Good day, students. Welcome to a review tutorial on how to find the relationship between pairs of angles where you have parallel lines cut by a transversal. Do visit our website at math.serve.com for a wide collection of math tutorials ranging from algebra all the way to calculus. All right, so let's take a look at a question. So let's say we have two parallel lines A and B. So let's go ahead and draw them. So let's say this is line A and this is line B. And these two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. Let's see, the transversal, we can call it line L. All right, so let's go ahead and write down some remarks about the situation. So let's call this line A, and this is line B, and this right here is line L. So let's say if line A is parallel to line B, answer the following questions. Okay. Now we're gonna break it up into two parts. In the A part, we're to state all pairs of congruent angles. All right. So which pair of angles are congruent? And then part B, and then also for part A, you also provide your reasons. All right. So how do you know that? What's your reasoning behind establishing the fact that the pairs are congruent? So state the pairs are congruent and your reasons. And then for the B part, what you're going to do is you're going to state all pairs of supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and label our angles. So let's say this is angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have these 8 angles here. We're going to start with part A. We're going to state all pairs of congruent angles, all right? So starting with part A, we're going to group them thematically. Okay, we're going to group the pairs of congruent angles by using the reasons behind why they are congruent. So the first one I like to deal with, I want to deal with vertical angles. Okay, so the reason for my first grouping is vertical angles. Vertical angles. So where are a pair of vertical angles here that are congruent? So vertical angles, we have angles 8. Angle 8 is congruent to angle 5 because they're vertical angles. Angle 7 is congruent to angle what? So angle 6, because they're vertical angles opposite each other into intersecting lines. And then in this point right here, angle 4 is congruent to what? Angle 1, because they're vertical angles. And we have angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. All right, so those are the vertical angles that we have. All right, the next reason for congruency that I'm going to use to create a list of pairs is corresponding angles. Okay, so the next one, the reason is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. All right, so let's look at the right side of line L. We have 1, 3, 5, 7. So where are our corresponding angles? Angles 3 and 7 are corresponding angles, hence they're congruent. So angle 3 is congruent to angle 7. If you notice their orientation on this side, they're both on top, so that's why they're congruent. Angle 5 and angle 1 are both beneath the line, so they are corresponding, hence congruent. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. Now, if you go to the other side of line L, the left side of line L, um, just focus on quadrants 2 and 3 here and quadrants 2 and 3 here. You see that we have another two pairs of corresponding angles. All right, on the top we have angle 4 is congruent to what? Angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. They're corresponding angles. And then underneath the lines, you see a pair of corresponding angles. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. Okay? All right, the next reasons that we're going to use to establish congruency pairs is alternate interior angles. Okay? Reason, alternate interior. All right. So if you think about interior, this region right here, this entire space, this is the interior. The region between the two parallel lines is the interior. Okay. So what are the angles on the interior? 3, 4, 5, 6. They're the interior angles. So angles on opposite sides of the transversal um, basically are going to be your alternate interior angles. So let's go ahead and identify them. Alternate interior angles, angle 3 is going to be congruent to the angle on the opposite side of the next point of intersection, which is angle 6. Reason? They are alternate interior angles. And then we have angle 4 is on the left side. So the angle on the opposite side in the interior is angle 6. I'm sorry, angle 5. So angle 4 is congruent to angle 5. Reason is because they are alternate interior angles. All right. Those are all the alternate interior angles we have. The last reason that we're going to use to establish congruency pairs is alternate exterior angles. All right. So reason, we have alternate exterior angles. Exterior angles. All right, so this is the interior, then that means that the regions outside the two parallel lines are your exterior, okay? So from here up, this is exterior, and then this region right here constitutes the exterior angles too. So what are our exterior angles? 1, 2, 7, and 8 are our exterior angles, all right? So the angles on the opposite sides of the two points of intersection basically form your alternate exterior angles. So let's go ahead and write down what the alternate exterior angles are. Angle 1 is on the, you can think about this as being in quadrant 4 here in this intersection. So on the other side, on the other point of intersection, the alternate exterior angle to angle 1 has to go on the other side. It's angle 8. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 8. Angle 2, what's the angle on the other side and the other point of intersection on the alternate of that? It's angle number 7. So they are congruent. So there goes your pair of congruent angles. Now, one shortcut you can use to determine if angles are congruent or not, if you have two parallel lines cut by a transversal, you can just examine the measure of the angles. When you have this situation, if two angles look like they have the same measure, more likely than not, they do have the same measure. If two angles appear as though they do not have the same measure, guess what? They are going to be supplementary. All right, so without knowing any of these reasons, you can just look at this situation and you can easily tell, you can make a very accurate guess as to what angles are congruent. For example, look at angle number 2. All right, is an acute angle. Look at angle 6. Do they not look congruent? They do, so that automatically means that they are congruent. And the reason there is corresponding angles for angles 2 and 6 as indicated here. Now let's switch gears and look at, how about we look at angle 1 and angle 6. Do they look congruent? The answer is no. Since they're not congruent, what are they going to be? They're going to be supplementary. Okay, why is that? Angle 1 is going to be congruent to angle 5, and angle 6 and 5 form a linear pair. Hence, angle 1 plus angle 6 add up to 180 degrees. So when you're dealing with parallel lines cut by transversal, if angles look the same, more likely than not they are. If their measures look different, more likely than not they are going to be supplementary. So just keep that shortcut in mind. All right, let's go ahead and answer the B part. For the B part, we are to state all pairs of supplementary angles. Okay, so all supplementary angles. Um, all right, so for that, we just need to look at the pair of angles and then ask ourselves which pairs add up to 180. That's what supplementary means. So I'm going to start with the point of intersection on top, and let's look at angle 8. Okay, so which angles is supplementary to angle with angle 8? So what we're looking for are angles that when added to angle 8, you end up with 180. All right? So angle 8 and angle 7 form a linear pair. So that goes our first pair. Angle 8 and angle 7 are supplementary. Angle 8 and angle 6 also form a linear pair. So that automatically means that they are supplementary. So angle 8 and angle 7, then angle 8 and angle 6. Now, are those the only two angles that are supplementary with angle 8? The answer is no. If you look at this point of intersection, the one beneath, angle 8 is supplementary with angle 2. So angle 8 and angle 2, angle 8 and angle 2, because angle 8 is corresponding angle to angle 4, and angle 4 is a linear pair with angle 2, hence angle 2 is going to be supplementary to angle 8, so they add up to 180. All right, angle 8 is also supplementary with angle 1, no, I'm sorry, angle 3. All right, this angle 8 is congruent to angle 4. Angle 4 and 3 are a linear pair, hence angle 8 and angle 3 will add up to 180 degrees. So angle 8 and angle 3. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at our next pair of supplementary angles. How about we shift our attention to angle 6. All right, so angle 6. And what angle is supplementary at this point of intersection up here? Angle 6 and angle 5 are supplementary. And then what else is angle 6 supplementary to? Angle 6 is supplementary to angle 8. We already have that listed. Now let's go down here. What angle is angle 6 supplementary to down here? Angle 6 is supplementary to angle 4, because angle 6 is corresponding angle with angle 2, and angle 2 and 4 add up to 180. So angle 4 and angle 6 are supplementary angles. So angle 6 and angle 4. Angle 6 is also supplementary to angle 1. Angle 6 is corresponding angle with angle 2. So this is angle 6 also. 6 and angle 1 form a linear pair. So they are both supplementary angles. Angle 6 and angle 1. All right. Now let's shift to angle 7. What angles are angle 7 supplementary to? Angle 7 is supplementary to angle 8. We already have that down. Angle 7 is supplementary to angle 5. We don't have that down yet. Angle 5, they form a linear pair. Angle 7 is supplementary to angle 4. We don't have that yet, so let's write it down. Angle 7 and angle 4. And angle 7 is also supplementary to angle 1. All right, angle 7 and angle 1. All right, now let's shift to angle 5. What angles are supplementary to angle 5? Angle 5 is supplementary to angle 7. 5 and 7, we already have that here. Angle 5 is supplementary to angle 6. We already have that. Angle 5 is supplementary to angle 3. Go ahead and write that down. Angle 5 and angle 3. We don't have that yet. And then angle 5 is also supplementary to angle 2. If you think about 5 and 1, they are corresponding angles. So they're congruent. This is also the same measure as angle 5. Since these form a linear pair, that means angle 5 is congruent to angle 2. So angle 5 and angle number 2. Okay? So what happens here is as we list the pairs, the possible combinations keep falling until we exhaust everything. Okay, so we had 4, we have 3s, we have 2s. Now, let's finish this off by dropping down to this point. We've gone through 8, 7, 6, 5. Now let's look at angle 4. What angle is supplementary to angle 4? Angle 4 and angle 3 form a linear pair, so angle 4 and angle 3. What else is supplementary to angle 4? Angle 2 also. They form a linear pair, so angle 4 and angle 2. Okay? Now, which other angle can we look at? Angle 3 is supplementary to angle 4. We already written that down. Angle 3 is supplementary to angle 1, so let's go ahead and write that. So angle 3 and angle 1 are supplementary. They add up to 180. And that's it. How about angle 1? Angle 1 is supplementary to angle 2. So let's go ahead and write that down. Angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. They both add up to 180. Angle 1 and angle 3, we already listed it, so that's that. Angle 2 is supplementary to angle 1, but we have already written that down, 1 and 2. So that basically completes our list of the pair of supplementary angles that exist in this combination, in this setup right here. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. Do feel free to subscribe to our channel for updates to other great tutorials such as this. And do post a comments to let us know what you think about this clip. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day.